Let's have a talk about who really loves you. You know, there's a lot of people who care about you, but this talk is about the one who really, really loves you. What is that person like? Well, we all have changing aspects, you know, like the body's changing, the wealth is changing, the face is changing, the weight is changing. The people who love you love something unchanging about you, if you think about it. Think about the person who really, really loves you. They're actually honed into your soul. There's something about your nature that they love. If they love anything that's changing about you, then that love is going to wither, it's going to weaken. Because, you know, we age, income goes up and down, weight goes up and down. Think about the person who loves the raw essence of who you are. And one of the symptoms of that kind of love is that the more you become yourself, the more they love you. Like on certain days you have certain sides of you that you may not be so proud of. You know, it's a bad mood, or you don't like your weight, or you just want to be left alone. And you find that that person still loves you because you're just being you. And this is very romantic. Imagine the kind of relationship where the more you become you, the more the person loves you. There's no losing in that. And these kind of people, they follow you through various stages of your life, which is not an easy thing, you know. If you think about your own life, you've gone through progressions in different stages. Whether it's professional changes in career, or you go through motherhood, before that you're a single person. Sometimes you live away from each other, and you find that this person has miraculously followed you through various stages of your life, or at least as long as they've known you. And this is a very hard thing to do, to follow another person as they're going through various stages of their life. It takes a lot of patience and a lot of investment on their part. And if you think about how in the world did they have the patience to follow me through these various stages of my life? It's called the labor of love. But somebody who actually adores your soul doesn't see this as labor. They know that it's hard. But why is it that they can tolerate the amount of labor it takes? Is because you have meaning in their life. This is the only reason. Your existence lends some meaning to their life. And because you're a foundation of their life, they are willing to put in that effort. By the way, somebody who loves you to this extent, they cannot be a needy person. If somebody is starving internally, starving emotionally, and wanting to latch on to you, to leech energy off of you, they could never be this kind of person that I'm talking about. Because if that other person wants to feed off of your energy, all you have to do is falter on one night. In other words, they're giving and giving and giving, but they're expecting something. On that night, if you slip and are not able to give them something back, then the whole relationship falls apart. The person who loves you most is obviously somebody who's not emotionally starving. They have so much to give that they want to share what they have with you. And therefore, they're not really expecting a thank you. It's very good of you to say thank you. It's a very nice thing for the other person to hear. But they're not expecting a thank you from you. Your existence has importance to them. You're a foundation of their life. And this is why they take the pain of following you through the various stages of your life. And when you grow, they celebrate. But sometimes your growth is to their disadvantage. I mean, imagine, just as an example, imagine you're a country singer and this person's standing behind you, and you finally become famous, and now you're absent from the home, a lot longer. Or you become a working mom and he becomes the sit-in dad and husband. So it's not to his advantage practically for you to become a vice president or for you to become a rock star. But they adore who you are, and therefore they celebrate your growth. Who is it who's always happy to see you? And that doesn't mean all smiles and hugs, right? Because that's unrealistic. But they're happy to see you, they're happy to have you in their lives. And in a great relationship like that, there should be fights. Why should there be fights between you and the one who absolutely adores you? Because that person adores you so much that they want to shake you up. No matter how mindful you are, no matter how healthy you are, some of you are extremely healthy right now, very mindful, at some moments you're going to lose mindfulness. When you lose mindfulness, the old subconscious mind with the old programming takes over. Let's say you had a mom who was stingy. So when you were 7, you picked up stinginess through role modeling. It's not that you're a broken person, you just picked up the wrong role modeling. And then the moment you become unconscious or lack of mindfulness leads you to a moment of stinginess. And the person who loves you wants to shake you up. And therefore, I think certain fights are very good fights. The one who loves you a lot is going to fight with you sometimes because they get really upset when you're not living your maximum potential. So, be appreciative of somebody who adores you and has a big fight with you. They're trying to wake you up, essentially. And really the two most extreme examples of love that I can find, if somebody adores your soul and you're walking away from them, they will still send you good prayers. This sounds almost unrealistic, but if you've ever had somebody who really values you as a soul, as a living being, they can even send you prayers as you're walking away. And I had one person come to counseling in my office, and she had lost such a husband. And she said before he died in the hospital, he was constantly asking me to promise him that I would seek out another marriage after his passing. So imagine how much that person has to adore you to want you to still be happy after they're gone, or even after you break up with them. There are people who are praying for you throughout the day. It may not be an official formal prayer, but there are people who are thinking of you throughout the day. And if somebody's thinking of you throughout the day, they're actually sending you prayers. If you have one person like this, hang on really tight. Because, we're living in a world where this kind of love is quite rare. If somebody adores your essence, if they're happy to have you in their lives, if they're willing to follow you through various stages of your life, and they're really putting in the labor of love and not expecting the thank you, there's no hidden agenda. Hang on really tight. That's the biggest diamond in the world. God bless. We'll have another talk soon.